my name is Felix Caraballo, and I represent Metro Puerto Rico and Telemundo Puerto Rico. So thank you so much for giving me a couple of minutes to talk about this fascinating film. Your character is very, very important for the story. So without revealing any spoilers, when you were little, you used to visit your dad's set. So how complicated or easy was to get into this character that goes way beyond singing or performing on stage?
It was definitely a challenge for me, I would say, you know, kind of going into the acting realm, and even just being on camera is new for me, so it was a challenge to kind of step into that role, but at the same time it felt very similar to writing music and performing in a way that it's about empathizing and about, you know, connecting with a storyline and a character and kind of putting yourself into that mode. And when I'm performing on stage, you're not always in the mode that you were when you wrote the song, and so it's about kind of empathizing with the person that I was or the character that I was talking about, and so I feel like a lot of the same tactics were used kind of in the acting realm.
So talking about the songs, you wrote 14 songs for this film. So what came first, the story or the songs, and how do you work with the story?
The story definitely came first. You know, my dad wrote the script, and we talked about wanting to bring film and music together, and then he wrote this beautiful script. In the original script, there was like 18 or 19 spots for songs, and then as he was editing it down, it became 14 and very specific, you know, crafted to each scene of the movie, and so kind of writing specifically to that so that it would fit and it would score everything that's happening.
So how was the process? Because one of the things that I love the most about this film is how most of the songs became like somehow like a score for the most intense sequences. So how was that process with the director? like fitting them so perfectly with the scenes?
I mean, I wrote a lot of music, and first was kind of getting the sound of Lady Raven and the sound of the concert in the movie that he was imagining. So I would kind of pitch my dad a bunch of songs that I started and like hooks of songs and maybe beats that I made. And then he would say, I like these, I feel like this feels like the movie and this doesn't feel like the movie. So at first it was getting a taste for what is the sound that he's imagining for the film, because it does have to score it. And you know, when he works with composers, they often give him a suite of music and he'll say, this feels like this. And so I kind of did a similar thing for him there. And then we kind of went through each scene and what felt right.
Another thing that I found fascinating was the production elements of the concert itself. So how much did you contribute to the costumes, to the choreographies, to everything?
Well, we had an incredible costume designer, Caroline Duncan, and incredible choreographer, Cora Cazares, and I worked, you know, closely with them. They were so sweet with me and kind of just letting the music lead it and kind of having the costumes go with the music. So if it's a more mysterious song in the beginning, I had like this hooded kind of outfit that becomes revealed in the beginning, and then, you know, the more stripped down ballad is a simple blue dress kind of to represent childhood and those kinds of things. And then the choreography, you know, we worked together. She's amazing, and she absolutely just got the, you know, the hearts of each song and like the feeling of it and reflected it in the choreography perfectly.
You had the chance to watch the fame and the celebrity status from the sidelines while watching your dad's work. So, and now you're front and center of an important film directed by your dad. So how is your relationship with fame nowadays?
You know, it's honestly not something that I think about a lot. I feel like my dad raised us in a way where he thinks of, you know, the fans are not, it's not necessarily fans, it's people that connected with your art, and we're so grateful for, you know, anybody that has connected with any of the art.
Excellent. One last question. As a Puerto Rican, I need to ask you about your musical style. I love the fact that you use some Asian elements, but at the same time there's some, I felt some Latin vibe and flavor.
Oh, I'm so glad you picked up on that.
How much do you know about reggaeton, and if there's an artist that you would like to work with, because he's taking over the world at this genre?
I mean, there's a lot of, I think, influence in terms of international music kind of coming into American culture, which I really love. And of course, coming from an immigrant family, I'm finding inspiration in, you know, all types of international music and Indian music. In some ways, there's a lot of overlap with, I feel like, some Latin music and a little bit of flamenco and Indian kind of, they overlap in terms of the drum tonalities and the scales and things like that. And so I find comfort in those genres. And, you know, I listen to a lot of it. My mom, you know, she's a dancer, and so she dances to like a lot of Latin music, so I've been exposed to it for a long time.
Excellent. Thank you so much. My time is up again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And a great performance. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.